Just like other genres of photography, in landscape photography also, especially in landscape photography, understanding and appreciation of light is very, very important. It's very crucial to get good shots. As the sun moves from east to west, as it arcs across the sky, the color, harshness, and intensity of light changes. And this, in combination of the surroundings, the reflections, creates different combinations and permutations across the day. So, what is a good time to shoot landscapes? Early mornings and late afternoons or evenings. These are the times when it's good to take pictures because the light is not flat, it's not overhead. In the afternoons, at noon, the sun is just overhead and the light falls straight down like this, and the shadows are formed just underneath, so it appears very flat. It doesn't look very interesting. Whereas when you're taking pictures in the mornings or in the evenings, then the light is slanting across. It's coming at an angle. So it reveals textures, it reveals forms, it creates shadows. Sometimes shadows form a very interesting part of the composition. The difference in mornings and evenings is not much as such, but in mornings it's fresh light, it's new light, and you see the light when it passes across the sky, which is not polluted. Whereas in the evenings, when towards the sunset, the light passes across the sky, which is more polluted because of the day's pollution. So, but both create interesting compositions and interesting landscapes. So, the sky in the mornings is more colorful, whereas the sky in the evenings is more golden. You have more golden light towards the evening. When you're shooting in summers, so although there is more daylight, but you have less effective time to take pictures because you can't really use the afternoons for taking pictures. Whereas in winters, though you have less time, otherwise you have less daylight, but you can take good shots even in the afternoons because the sun doesn't really always go absolutely absolutely overhead. So late autumn and winter is a good time to take images. So when you are taking landscapes, when you're doing travel photography, landscape photography, you're shooting sceneries. So it's not about anytime you can take those shots. You know, if you reach a particular spot, you may observe that the lighting may get better in a short while. So you can wait for some time. Of course, you can take one picture at that point of time also because you never know how the weather conditions would change. But if you can make out, if you've got enough experience, so you can make out that maybe after waiting for half an hour, the lighting may get better or the lighting may be entirely different. A good exercise about this is you can choose a point maybe close to your house or any spot which you feel is you're familiar with. So you can take different shots. You can take a shot in the morning, you can take a shot in the afternoon, you can take a shot in the evening, and do this exercise in different weathers also, in different seasons. So that will give you an idea that how a particular scene can look different at different points of time, and you can use your observation to and apply that observation for taking better landscape photographs. For landscapes, besides looking at the scene, besides looking at the composition, the lighting is very, very, very important because when you're shooting in a studio, when you're shooting in controlled situations, you can change the light. You can have the light which is suitable to your subject. You can change the direction. You can change so many things. You can change by using light modifiers and all that. But whereas when you're shooting a landscape, you don't have much control. You do not even have much control over the viewpoint to some extent. But if you have a landscape, you can't really possibly go across the river and take the shot. You can, but not always. So if the sky is blue, you get a blue sky. But if the sky is not blue, you can't really get a blue sky, because it's it's not really possible. You need to wait for the time when the sky gets blue. The sky is bluer on the side away from the sun. So if you're shooting into the sun, the sky will not be blue. Or if you even if it's side lighting and most of the part is uh, not most of the part is looking into the sun, so you'll not get a blue sky. So your viewpoint also gets restricted by the direction of the light which is there. So maybe if you've picked up a particular spot to take pictures, so the same spot from the same spot, the lighting would be entirely different in the morning, and it will be entirely different, or you can say opposite, in the evenings. So you can always strike the right balance and take those pictures. We often see that travel photographers, they come out with very good landscapes, they come out with very good pictures of monuments. So why does that happen? Because when we go and we take a picture, it doesn't look the same. So why does that happen? Because we are going there as a tourist. We are going there as a and not as a pure traveler. So when we reach a particular spot, so we take an image. But when a travel photographer is doing the same thing, he's studying the place, and he's photographing that place over a period of time and in different lighting situations, in different seasons, in different weather conditions. So that is what results in good photographs. So it involves a lot of effort and a lot of planning to do good landscape photography.